Did you know that over 80% of the world's most successful individuals have faced significant pain, failure, or setbacks before they reach their greatest achievements? Think about that for a moment. Behind nearly every story of success, there's a chapter filled with struggle, pain, and uncertainty. Yet these moments of hardship are not just bumps along the way. They are often the turning points that propel people toward greatness. So, why do we fear pain so much? What if, instead of running from it, we embraced it as the gateway to our own success? Today, I want to talk about how to transform pain into power, failure into fuel, and struggles into stepping stones toward success. In a world that moves faster than ever, where everyone is rushing to the next milestone, this topic has never been more relevant. We live in a culture that glorifies success, but often hides the struggles behind it. You see the highlight reels, people at the top of their game. But what's often missing are the late nights, the personal losses, the countless failures, and the deep personal pain that shaped them. In a world of instant gratification, we've been conditioned to believe that pain is something to avoid at all costs. But the truth is, pain is not the enemy. Pain, if we learn to understand and harness it, can be our most powerful ally on the path to success. Let's start by acknowledging a simple truth. Pain can be overwhelming. It can make you feel like the world is crumbling around you, like every step forward is a battle. Whether it's the pain of a personal loss, the disappointment of a failed venture, or the anxiety of feeling stuck in life, we've all been there. Pain can feel paralyzing. It's that tight knot in your chest, the sleepless nights where your mind won't stop racing, and the sinking feeling that no matter what you do, it's never enough. And in those moments, it's easy to believe that the pain will never end, that it will define you, limit you, and block you from reaching your full potential. Many people fall into this trap. They believe their pain is a permanent state, that it will continue to hold them back, and that there's no way out. But here's the thing. Pain is not the end of the story. Pain is the beginning of transformation. Throughout history, some of the greatest lessons about turning pain into success come from ancient stories and timeless myths, which serve as reminders of what's possible when you face pain head-on. Let's take a look at one of these powerful stories, the myth of the phoenix. In Greek mythology, the phoenix is a majestic bird that, when it reaches the end of its life, builds a nest and ignites itself in flames, burning into ashes. But from those ashes, a new, stronger phoenix rises. The bird is reborn, more powerful than ever before. The story of the phoenix teaches us that destruction, pain, and loss are not the final chapters. In fact, they are the moments when rebirth and growth begin. This ancient metaphor isn't just a fantasy. It applies to each and every one of us. When life feels like it's falling apart, when you're at your lowest point, that's when you're standing at the threshold of transformation. The question is, how do you rise from the ashes like the phoenix? How do you take the pain you're experiencing and use it as the fuel for your rebirth? Let's explore 3 key steps to transforming pain into success. Steps you can apply to your own life right now. Step 1. Acknowledge the pain. I know this sounds simple, but in reality, it's one of the hardest things to do. Too often, we try to bury our pain. We numb it with distractions, whether that's work, social media, or even unhealthy habits. But here's the truth. You can't transform what you don't acknowledge. Think about the story of Achilles, the great warrior from Greek mythology. He was invincible in nearly every way, but his one vulnerable spot, his heel, was his undoing. Achilles' refusal to acknowledge his vulnerability led to his downfall. In the same way, Our refusal to face our pain keeps us stuck. By acknowledging your pain, by facing it head on, you open the door to healing and growth. Ask yourself, what is the pain I'm avoiding? Is it the fear of failure, the pain of past trauma, the fear of rejection or inadequacy? Whatever it is, allow yourself to sit with it. Pain is a messenger, and it's trying to tell you something. By acknowledging it, you give yourself the opportunity to understand its message. Step 2. Shift your perspective. This is where the transformation really begins. Pain, in itself, doesn't have to be something negative. The Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius knew this well. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, the obstacles you face are not just blocks in the road. They are the road. Pain doesn't have to be something you suffer through. It can be something that propels you forward, if you allow it to. Think about the story of King Midas, who was granted the ability to turn everything he touched into gold. Initially, this gift seemed like a blessing, but it quickly turned into a curse when he realized it made him unable to experience the things that truly mattered, like love and connection. Through suffering, Midas learned that his original perspective was flawed, and he needed to shift his values to find happiness. Your pain, like Midas's curse, holds lessons. It's showing you what needs to change. When you shift your mindset and see pain as an opportunity for growth, you begin to take control of your narrative. Step 3. Take action. This is the final, crucial step. Pain can leave you feeling stuck and powerless, but the only way to break free is to move forward. Even the smallest step can create momentum. Remember the story of Sisyphus, the king who was condemned by the gods to roll a boulder up a hill, only to watch it roll back down each time he neared the top. For eternity, he was trapped in this futile cycle. But what if, instead of seeing his task as punishment, Sisyphus viewed it as a form of mastery? What if each time he pushed the boulder, he saw it as an opportunity to grow stronger? Taking action, even in the face of immense difficulty, is how you reclaim your power. It's how you turn pain into purpose. Whether it's starting a new project, pursuing a goal despite setbacks, or rebuilding yourself from the ground up, action is the bridge between pain and success. Now let me share a personal story. There was a time when I hit rock bottom. I had poured everything into a venture that ended in complete failure. I felt defeated, like all the time, effort, and passion I had invested were for nothing. The pain of that failure was crushing, and for a while, I was paralyzed by it. But then, I remembered the stories of those who came before me. Figures like Odysseus, Mandela, and Harriet Tubman, who faced unimaginable struggles, but transformed their pain into something greater. Slowly, I began to see my failure differently. I acknowledged the pain, recognized the lessons it was trying to teach me, and started to rebuild. It wasn't easy, and it didn't happen overnight, but step by step, I turned that failure into the foundation of future success. That painful experience was the seed that grew into something far greater than I could have imagined. So, to recap, there are 3 key steps to transforming your pain into success. Acknowledge the pain, shift your perspective, and take action. Pain is not the end. It's the beginning of something new. It's an opportunity for growth, for transformation, and for building the life you want. Remember the story of the phoenix, rising from the ashes, more powerful than ever before. That can be your story too. Now I want to hear from you. Have you experienced moments in your life where pain led to growth? What lessons did you learn from those experiences? Share your stories in the comments below. Let's create a community where we support each other on this journey of turning pain into power. And if you're ready to dive deeper into personal development, be sure to check out my next video, where we'll explore more strategies for overcoming obstacles and achieving success. Pain is not your enemy. It's your greatest opportunity. Let's rise together.